Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Marvel Legendary video. Today we're going to be doing our unboxing of the What If core set. So let's go ahead and pop this bad boy open. I'm very, very excited to open this up and see what they've done. And I'm really excited about this playmat. Oh, that playmat looks so sick. Okay. So, let's get this open here. So it's a core set, so I'm sure you know this by now, but it's a completely standalone thing, so you can buy this just to play the game. So, oh, hello. Box opens kind of nice, like. We've got our rule book, we've got our playmat. Oh, it's nice. And we've got our cards. So let's go ahead and set this aside. Let's look at this bad boy. Oh, and it's thick too. It's, I think, is it thicker? It's probably the same thickness as the other one. Oh, man. That is awesome. I'm digging that. I love this. This playmat is so great. Alright, we're definitely going to be using... This will be in the rotation for sure. Now, the big What If Marvel Studios thing's kind of okay. And the Uatu thing's fine. But, like, this star... Oh, this is nice. Okay. We're going to keep this up while we're using it. And I was worried it didn't have a sidekick stack, but it does. Because I don't know if this set comes with sidekicks or not. So, anyway. We've got a rule book here. And so, here, we have some new rules. So, what's new and what if? So, it says you skip this section if it's the first time you're playing. And we have, if you're familiar with it, here are some new things that are going on. So, there's an updated quantity of card stacks for each number of players, to give games with a larger number of players more time to win. So if you play in a 4 or 5 player game, use a warm-up round to reduce early villains escaping. There is now a starting HQ mulligan. If multiple cards in the starting HQ cost 7 or more, we can look at page 7 for that. But most importantly, solo mode no longer plays an extra card from the villain deck. After each Master Strike and solo, 2 henchmen start the game already in the city. The solo mode villain deck now gives about 4 extra turns before time running out. There's more information on page 23. And then new alternate game modes on page 25. We'll take a look at that in a bit. I think one of the things that is very important too that I had seen was there is a change in how what is it? Night of the Living Dead works. So let's go look at that as well. Okay, 23. Let's go to 23. 23. So there's adjusting difficulties, solo mode. So you can now play legendary. You can also play legendary as a single player, competing to defeat each mastermind scheme combination while earning the highest scores you can. The revised solo mode overrides and replaces the solo modes introduced in Marvel Legendary, Dark City, Villains, and Legendary Marvel Studios Phase 1. The setup deck is used 3 random heroes, 42 cards in total. The villain deck, 1 group. In solo, ignore the masterminds always lead. 2 henchmen from a random henchman group, in addition to set aside 2 henchmen from the same group. Those 2 henchmen enter the city at the beginning of your turn, right before you play the normal card from the villain deck for the first turn. They enter the first time, doing any ambush effects before the next one enters. Do not use the remaining 6 from the henchman group. If a scheme says to add an extra henchman group, use all 10 henchmen group from the extra group unless it says use another number. Interesting. If a scheme says to add an extra henchman group, use all 10 henchmen from the extra group unless it tells you to use another number. Wow. So, okay, so I had filmed the playthrough and I have to do it over now because I guessed that it just said use 4 henchmen and then 2 come out and 2 go into the deck. So anything that required extra henchmen would just be using those extra henchmen as 4. Because traditionally when something says use extra henchmen for solo, I've only used 3. Has it always been this way? This is crazy. Tell me, has this always been the rule to use all 10 for an extra group in solo? Because I've always only used 3. Okay, well that makes things different. Alright. Extra scheme twist effect. So whenever a scheme twist effect, choose a hero from the HQ that costs 6 or less and put it on the bottom of the hero deck. This helps avoid heroes you don't want and helps craft more focused personal strategy. Without this rule, and without other players taking cards from the HQ, you would get stuck recruiting most of the cards that in the hero deck randomly serves up. It says, note, some twists will have you play 2 cards from the villain deck, which can cause even more twists to be played. No matter how many twists end up occurring this turn, only put one hero from the HQ onto the bottom of the hero deck. That avoids having to remember how many. Each other player, which is the same. It's in a solo mode when a villain mastermind or tactic tells you to do each other player, you do it to yourself, but you don't do that for your hero cards. And then the solo scoring is the same. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. -1 for each bystander in the escape pile? I thought it was -4. So they've modified that ruling too. Now that doesn't quite affect, because very seldom do we have, if you guys don't have a handy dandy notebook for expansions, you should. But I thought that playing solo, henchmen or bystanders being carried out, yeah. So -4 for each bystander carried out by escaping villain, -3 for a scheme twist, -1 for a villain. Now they've changed this so that it's -1 for bystander. Okay, cool. So just to kind of recap, the changes are, where's the master? Oh yeah. The changes are Master Strikes. We don't play extra card for the Master Strike. In solo, 2 henchmen. You use 4 henchmen to start in the deck. 2 start in the thing doing escape, ambush effects. Twist that would put stuff on the bottom. After you put stuff on the bottom, you only do it 1 for no matter how many twists come up in that turn. But let me know about this if it says extra Hickman group to use all 10. And then we've changed scoring. So those are the changes. Okay. And then it says extra game modes. Oh, another way to play Legendary Solo is to simulate 2 or more players. You can play each of them. This lets you play the game without and use special soul rules. Okay. All right. So let's just get into this here. And then there's a quick setup here. Oh, and they've updated the setup guide, which is really nice. 1 bystander, 3 heroes, 1 villain group, 2 henchmen, 2 cards in the deck, 2 cards in the city. And then in a solo game, add only 2 cards from the henchman group. Yeah. All right, cool. Nice little quick reference sheet. Great. Okay. So let's get these. I'm gonna just pause it real quick to get this stuff sorted out, and then we'll get into it then. Okay, holy moly. So one thing I realized I forgot to mention was my thoughts on the solo changes. So I'm gonna kind of go over that, and then we will kind of get into the unboxing of all the cards. So I've played a few games of the solo rules. I didn't know about the Henchmen thing, but I will say they are an incredibly grateful welcome. I know grateful is not the right word. I really do enjoy the new solo rules. So there will be a video coming out the end of this week. It's the last video I recorded on the old solo rules. But I recorded everything for all the Halloween special episodes. They're all using the new rules. I do have to make an amendment to one of them because I didn't know about the henchmen thing. I actually made it harder on myself because there are less henchmen in the playthrough that I did. But I do enjoy the fact that the Master Strikes don't... It can be very demoralizing when you flip a Master Strike and then it's just cascading. And it just makes the game feel a little bit better without that piece. Now, I will say the one thing that it does that creates a different, interesting challenge is that what I call the classic, the 4 recruit 2 attack, you are stuck. If you get that hand, which, it happens a lot, by the time you can maybe kill something, there's already a villain. Like, you're 1 space from a villain escaping. And that happened quite a bit. And it creates an interesting tension because you are having to say, oh, like, I don't have time to just build up stuff for recruit. I have to start mounting an offensive here. And so, that piece can be tricky. And it does create this, Like, I think that in solo, more things will escape because of that piece. But fortunately, because it's a henchman, in most cases there aren't a lot of there aren't any fight effects or escape effects for henchmen, so it doesn't end up being as bad. But it can be a little tricky when it comes to that piece. So it does create that little bit of tension because there are times where you're playing and the city is like, yeah, somebody comes out, kill it, move on. Somebody comes out, kill it. You do have a little bit at the beginning, which is a nice welcome. But overall, I do think the changes are a net positive. I don't know that I have any actual, I don't think I have any actual negatives to say about the rules changes. But we'll see how it goes on. I do enjoy them. They're a welcome addition to the game, and I'm super excited to continue to use them going forward. The other thing, so let's get into the thing. And the next thing we need to do is I didn't realize there are keywords that we need to figure out what they are. So where are the keywords? Because there should be, okay, so we have, okay, so keywords. We have what if. So it says, for example, there will be something called like what if you get +3 recruit. So choose a hero class or hero name, then reveal the top card of your deck, and either put it back on top or put it on put it back on top of your deck or discard pile. If the revealed card has the hero class or hero name you chose, then do the what if effect. So hero class or hero name. So you can kind of either say Blue or Captain Carter. What if it's not allowed to be triggered by 0-cost gray cards or shield agents or troopers and so on. Even if what if ability misses, it's valuable to know the top card of your deck or you can discard it. If you choose a hero name like Black Widow, that will trigger any card whose hero name is literally Black Widow, as well as anything contains Black Widow, such as Apocalyptic Black Widow. However, if you have to choose an actual, if you have to choose an actual hero name, you can't choose just the word Captain and trigger both Captain America and Captain Carter cards, since the single word Captain isn't a hero name. So you could say Black Widow. You could say Kitty Pryde for Kitty Pryde or Apocalyptic Kitty Pryde. I think like StarLord, Wolverine. You could probably do several things like that. I wonder what if it's like Colossus and Wolverine. I guess if one of the cards says like Wolverine, probably counts because one card specifically says Wolverine on the split cards. So there's that. There's a thing that say increase your chances of what if. You can, things will put stuff on top of the deck. Soulbind. So Soulbind's another one. Some things will say like Blue Soulbind. You get plus attack equal to the printed villain's printed victory points. If you have placed a blue hero either this turn, if you have played a blue hero either this turn, you may choose a face-up villain card from your victory pile, turn it face down, and put it on the bottom of your victory pile. If you do this, then do the listed Soulbind effect. If you played a blue hero this turn, do I have Soulbind? So I have yellow Soulbind, a bystander, or villain. You get +2 if it's specified into its rescue effect again. You may choose a face-up villain card from your victory pile, turn it face down, and put it to the bottom of your victory pile. When you do, okay, so you take the villain, you do its effect, you do the thing, and then put it face down on the bottom. At the end of the game, when you're counting victory points, turn all the face cards down face up and count their victory points. So until the end of the game, the face down cards don't count as being in your victory pile. Oh, interesting. So when you do that, it removes that ability from, it removes it counting as part of your victory pile for the game, for the rest of the game until the end of the game. So things like Blood Frenzy are going to change because if you remove something that is that, it's going to not counter that. You can't cheer in crowds. Stuff like that. Interesting. Okay. It says this is a great way to stop Rise of the Living Dead, which is on the next thing, which I know the change to Rise of the Living Dead happened. Using Soulbind is always optional. You generally don't have to use it if you don't want. When a hero card is played, you can ignore it unless it says must. Liberate. So Apocalyptic Black Widow hails from reality world. Okay. So some cards say Liberate 3. You get +3 attack usable only against villains holding bystanders or the Mastermind. You can use the bonus attack against Mastermind whether it's holding a bystander or not. So Liberate's just free attack against the Mastermind. And then if a villain has a bystander. Empowered, we know what that is from a previous set. Basically, you choose a hero class and you get plus attack equal to how many cards are of that color in the HQ. You get +1 for each, yeah. And then multi-class cards, we know what those are like. We have cross-dimensional rampage, so we know what that's like. Rise of the Living Dead. So each player checks the top card of the victory pile. But there is a change. Where's the... I believe there was a change that in solo, it doesn't continually chain. Each player checks the top of their victory pile. If that card is villain with Rise of the Living Dead ability, it re-enters the city. Note that, however, the villain returned to the city... Oh, here it is. However, note the villain returning to the city because Rise of the Living Dead ability does not itself bring back an additional villain with its own Rise of the Living Dead ability. A single player does not do a chain reaction of many villains returning at once. However, since each player is affected by... Yes, this is a change from the keyword in Secret Wars. So that was always a tricky thing because if you didn't strategically stack your victory pile, when one thing would come back, they would continually ambush and try do Rise of the Living Dead. This doesn't happen anymore. Only one comes back. That's great. Okay, and there's kind of more specific things, but we'll just get into it. So let's get into the all the new stuff. Actually, I lied. We're getting into the old stuff first. The old stuff's going to be just the repeat cards. So we've got our Scheme Twist and Master Strikes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, how many are here? So we have 11 Master Strike or Scheme Twist, which I do like. I do like the thing, but there's 11 of them, which is kind of a bummer because you need the extra one for X-Men. Because I thought we could replace these. I don't know. Or could have switched it up and put half and half. I don't know. Let me know if you guys are going to be swapping out your some of your like starter cards for some of these cards. But those are the Master Strikes, and we've got the Scheme Twist. We've got the Master Strikes, the Ultron Infinity. Yeah, the artwork's good. I mean, they're just screen caps from the game from the show, but you know, we got those. There's 5 of those. We've got our standard bystander, which are a bunch of these people partying. I don't know how many there are there, but we did get some special bystanders. So we're going to mix these in, but we'll go over those in a bit. We've got our starting recruit card, which is actually Agent Coulson. We've got our starting attack card, which is Maria Hill, which is kind of odd just to see Maria Hill be both the shield officer, like the one, like the 2 recruit card and this. So that's kind of weird. Oh, I also think that the, is it missing? There just seems to be a lot of space right there. No, they have it too. Never mind. I just don't think I ever realized it. Okay, I guess it's the same. It just looked kind of weird. Okay. So those are our 2 cards there. Our starter cards. I'll probably stick with the originals. We have our shield officer cards, which is Nick Fury. It might be fun to kind of swap a few of these out with the with some of the Maria Hill ones and just keep the count the same, but swap out those for some Maria Hill ones. I don't know. We'll think about that. And then we've got our wounds, so our standard wounds here. I don't know what is going on here. Oh, it's Captain Carter doing the thing. So if you don't recruit any heroes this turn, you know, KO all wounds in your hand. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. So my thought is that to start, like all the cards that are kind of just the basic ones, I'm just going to put back in the box and continue to use the ones that I have. Let me know if you guys are going to swap any of them out, but however many cards this is, just won't end up getting used. Alright, so let's do some of the easy stuff first and go over all of the special bystanders. So these will get added into the deck. We've got Happy Hogan here. He does, when you rescue this bystander, reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's Master Scheme Twist, you may shuffle the deck. So it's kind of similar to his card effect where he can KO the Master Strikes. We've got Howard Stark. So when you rescue this bystander, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Draw each blue or black card. Reveal. You revealed. Put the rest back in any order. We get Howard the Duck, which is when you rescue a bystander, reveal the top 4 cards of the bystander deck. You may rescue a special bystander among them and put the rest back on the bottom of the deck, which is very much like his other card. Scott Lang's Head, when you rescue a bystander, whichever player is ahead, KOs one of their cards, which is fun. And then finally, Pepper Potts. When you rescue a bystander, you get +1 recruit if the bank is empty and +1 recruit if the rooftops are empty. So, nice. Is that because the bank and the rooftops are what she's dealing with, like with Stark Tower, because it's money in the building? I don't know. Anyway. All right, so let's just kind of start with the henchmen. So we have 3 henchmen groups. We have the Giants of Jotunheim. 3 attack, ambush. Each player discards the top 3 cards of their deck, and then you fight. You may KO a gray hero from your discard pile. So what's interesting is that when we play with them solo, 2 of them will come out, and they'll ambush twice. So you get to cycle your hand for free. Because you'll already cycle out, you'll cycle a whole set of gray cards. Or not your hand, maybe it's discard. You'll get the shuffle after the first turn, which is interesting. We've got Vibranium Liberator drones. So 3 attack ambush. Another villain captures a bystander. So did this mention... So they both are in the city simultaneously. Oh, they enter the city one at a time doing their ambush abilities. Okay, that's what I assumed. So you would play this, another villain captures a bystander, it wouldn't come out, but then when you played the second one, this villain would capture a bystander. And then fight, liberate 3. The next time you rescue a bystander this turn, including this henchman, KO one of your heroes. And again, liberate would be you get +3. You get +3 attack if he's holding a bystander, which will kill one of them for free, right? Or do you get that after? Hold on, I gotta understand this rule better. Liberate, you get +3 usable only against villains holding bystanders of the mastermind. Okay, okay. It's kind of weird. So you take that as, if he's holding a bystander, you get to basically fight him for free? Okay. And then we have the Ultron sentries, which is awesome because we get a different one. We get 2 of each. So just like we do the Mandarin rings, except we get 1 of each. So Ultron sentries, we've got the empowered by green, 2+ attack. You KO one of your heroes. We have a yellow version, a red version, a black version, and a blue version. And they kind of color the cards to be that way, which is interesting. So like this has blue on it, this has black on it, this is a lot of red, a lot of yellow, and some green. Okay, cool. Those are pretty straightforward. You got to kind of understand this a little bit better. Okay, henchmen. Let's go into villains. So our first villain group is going to be Black Order Guards. And we have... Okay, so we have Ebony Maw. Empowered by cards that cost 5 or more. Ambush. Each player discards a card that costs 5 or more. And then if he escapes, he sends become a new mastermind to repeat his ambush effect. So kind of problematic. We have 3 Cold Obsidians. Empowered by cards that cost 5 or more. Fight each hero in the HQ that costs 5 or more. For each one in the HQ, you get +1 recruit. We have Corvus Glaive. Empowered by cards that cost 5 or more. Each hero in the HQ that costs 5 or more. He captures a bystander. That's the ambush ability. And then finally, Proxima Midnight, who's empowered by cards that cost 5 or more. Ambush. Each player discards a card that costs 5 or more, gains a wound. When you fight, you KO one of your heroes. So those guys are pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. We've got rival overlords. Oh man, we got a whole lot of stuff here. Okay, hold on. We got a unique card for each one. We've got Yondu. He's 7 attack. Yondu gets -2 for each other rival overlord that is in the city or a mastermind. Ambush. Yondu captures a bystander, and then when you fight, each player KOs one of their heroes. Thanos. You get -2 for each other. Again, it's -2 for each other rival overlord that's in the city or a mastermind. He escapes. He ascends to become a new mastermind. With the Master Strike, each player discards half their cards rounded down. We have Ego. He gets -2, just like the rest of them. When he escapes, he becomes a mastermind. Reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a Master Strike, play it. That's his Master Strike. We have Dormammu. Same thing. Dormammu, if he escapes, he ascends to become a new mastermind. Each player reveals the top card of their deck. If it costs 1 or more, that player gains a wound. So that's like a demonic bargain. We have Loki. Becomes a mastermind. If he escapes, each player discards a blue card or KOs one of their non-gray heroes. Arnim Zola. Do they all become masterminds? During one of your turns, you may soulbind Arnim Zola to give a mastermind -2 for one fight. Okay, so basically you would soulbind him in your victory pile to -2 a villain. Or a mastermind, sorry, for a fight. Interesting. We've got Ulysses Claw. Ambush a villain in the city will with an ascend ability ascends to become a new mastermind. Oh my gosh. Fight KO one of your heroes. And then finally Red Skull. He ascends to become a new mastermind. Each player reveals a red hero, discards down to 4 cards. Okay, so almost all of them turn into masterminds, which would be that you could actually really utilize their effects because they are going to we'll have a lot of masterminds with these guys. Okay, they'll be fun. All right, now we have zombie Avengers. So we have a zombie Wong, a zombie Wasp, a zombie Hawkeye, Strange, Cap, and Tony. So zombie Wong's 4 attack, Rise of the Living Dead. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, draw 1, put the other one back. Zombie Wasp, which is hilarious because I thought she was half. She's just giant. Never mind. While in the sewers, rooftops, or bridge, zombie Wasp is giant size and gets +2 attack. Sewers, rooftops, or bridge. So every other space. And then KO one of your heroes when you defeat her. Zombie Hawkeye. Ambush Rise of the Living Dead. Each player draws a card. Basically the Hawkeye effect. Zombie Doctor Strange. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Draw 1, KO 1, put 1 back. Escapes cross-dimensional zombie rampage. We've got Zombie Captain America. He gets -1 for each hero class you have. Escape. Each player reveals 3 hero classes or gains a wound. And then finally, Zombie Iron Man. Ambush. Each player reveals a black card or gains a wound. Then Rise of the Living Dead. Zombie Iron Man ascends to become a new mastermind. He gains the ability Master Strike, repeat the ambush effect. Okay. We have a lot of mastermind ascension here. All right. We have the villain group, Intergalactic Party Animals. So we've got, who is this? Oh, Kraglin, Korath, Korg, Skrull, Nebula, Captain Marvel, Frigga, and Party Surtur. Did some of the Guardians people involved in that party? Or are they just the nice ones? Did they put these 2 groups together? So we have Frigga, Mother of Thor. She's 12 attack. During your turn, you may discard a card to cost 5 or more to hide the party, which is funny because that's like the worthy. So like you have to hide your worthiness, I guess, or you have to discard your worthiness to hide the party. I don't know. To shuffle Frigga into the villain deck, if you do, you may KO one of your heroes. Then you must play a card from the villain deck. Ambush. Frigga ascends to become a new mastermind. She gains the ability Master Strike. If there are any intergalactic party animals in the city, each player discards a card. So you can either throw her back into the deck or fight her. We've got Party Nebula. So ambush each other intergalactic party animal in the city. Each player discards a card, and then she escapes, the same effect. We've got Party Scroll. Party Scroll captures the highest cost hero in the HQ under intergalactic party animals. Party Scroll captures the highest cost hero from all the HQ space underneath intergalactic party animals. Party Scroll gets plus attack equal to the cost, and then fight either KO the hero or choose a player to gain it. I want to say that I like this addition to that kind of thing where you're not forcing somebody to gain it, you can KO it. I do like that they've added that to some cards recently. Party Korath, he gets +1 for each bystander held by intergalactic party animal. Ambush, each player draws a card. Korath captures bystander for each card drawn this way. So you don't have to do it, but he can. Party Kraglin, he's 4 attack. You get +1 for each intergalactic party animal in your victory pile, including this one, and you fight him. So that's where some things will change with Soulbind, because if you flip them upside down, then it won't count. Party Korg, KO one of your heroes, intergalactic party animal rampage. A cross-dimensional party rampage. We have Captain Marvel, end of the party. She's 7 attack. She gets +1 for each other intergalactic party animal in the city and or escape pile. Ambush. Each player reveals a green hero, gains a wound, and then she escapes. She ascends to become a new mastermind, and you repeat her ambush effect. And then we have Party Surtur. Ambush, cross-dimensional party rampage fight. You may KO a hero from your discard pile. All right. A lot of mastermind ascension. Next, we have Strangest Demons, which this artwork is pretty rad. We have Wolf Demon, 4 attack, Soulbind another villain, KO one of your heroes. We have Two-Headed Ram Demon, Soulbind 2 other villains, KO up to 2 cards from your discard pile. We have Demon Dragon, Soulbind another villain. You get plus attack or plus recruit equal to that villain's victory points. If it escapes, it's cross-dimensional Demon Rampage. We have Demon Bound Doctor Strange, which I have the Funko Pop for, staring at me right now, actually. Ambush. Each player must soulbind a strange villain or discard a card. Escape. He'll ascend to become a new mastermind. He gains the ability Master Strike repeat his ambush effect. We have Moose Demon, which might be one of the best names I've ever heard. Soulbind a henchman. Draw 2 cards. You may do that henchman's fight effect. Skull Demon. We have Soulbind a bystander. Draw 2 cards, and if it's special bystander, you can do its effect again. And then Demon Champion of Hydra. 8 attack. Ambush cross-dimensional Demon Rampage. Then each player must soulbind a strange demon's villain. Escape. Demon, he becomes a mastermind. Okay. So, got those. And that's all of the villain groups. That's 5 villains. Let's move on to the masterminds. I always forget to do the ambush or the epic aside. So we have Ultron Infinity. Ultron Infinity is empowered by abilities of all Ultron sentries in the city, escape pile, and stack next to him. He always leads Ultron sentries even in solo. Okay, so we have to use them for that. His Master Strike is cross-dimensional Ultron Rampage. It says, then each player stacks an Ultron sentry from their victory pile next to Ultron. Put this strike next to Ultron as an Infinity Stone. When Ultron has gained 5 Infinity Stones plus this card as the Mind Stone, he gets plus Infinity attack, solo mode. Also stack a random unused Ultron Sentry. Wait, how do you kill him? Wait a minute, hold on. I guess basically we lose. We don't technically lose. We could win with like piercing energy or something, I guess. When Ultron Infinity has gained 5 Infinity Stones plus this card as the Mind Stone, he gains plus Infinity attack, and then in solo mode also stack a random unused Ultron Sentry next to him. So to give him, because you'd have 4 otherwise, so you just give him an extra one for solo. He gets empowered by all abilities on all the intro. Okay. Huh. Then he's 8+. His epic side's 12. He's empowered by all Ultron sentries in the city escape pile stack next to him. Master Strike is cross-dimensional rampage. Then each player places 2 Ultron sentries from their cross-dimensional Ultron rampage. Then each player stacks 2 Ultron sentries from their victory pile next to Ultron. Put the strike next to Ultron as an Infinity Stone. In solo mode, also stack a random unused source of energy. Oh, maybe that happens when the Master Strike happens. Ultron wins when he has gained 5 Infinity Stones. Is there a way to kill him? There's got to be a way somewhere to kill him in his non-epic mode if he gets everything. Yeah, so his Master Strike will stack an extra Ultron next to him, so that his empower effect continues. That's what it does. Okay, he gets plus Infinity. Okay, we'll see what we can do with it. First, we have Infinity of Minions. So stack the Ultron Sentry from the city next to Ultron. Then each player chooses an Ultron Sentry from the route to enter the city. We have Struggle for the Infinity Stones. Gain a hero from the HQ that has a hero class that is empowering Ultron. We have Utter Annihilation. For each Ultron Sentry in your victory pile, you may KO a hero from your hand or discard pile. And then Transcend Mortality. We have search the villain deck and stack the first Ultron Sentry next to him. And yeah, okay. There's got to be a way to deal with that. It just seems like. All right, we've got zombie Scarlet Witch. 9 attack. She gets +1 for each hero with an odd cost that you played this turn. She always leads zombie Avengers in solo if using another villain group. Add zombie to their card name, and they all get ambushed the Rise of the Living Dead. So that works. Master Strike is cross-dimensional zombie rampage and Rise of the Living Dead. So she's going to create problems for us. She's 13 attack. +1 for each odd numbered cost you played this turn. She always leads. So same thing with the always leads. Same thing with her. Her Master Strike is cross-dimensional. Then each player must soulbind the topmost card of their victory pile that isn't a villain with Rise of the Living Dead. Then Rise of the Living Dead. Ooh. So she like forces you to only have villains that are available. That's interesting. Okay. We've got Chaos Hex as their first tactic. Before putting this tactic in your victory pile, Rise of the Living Dead. This ability never makes tactics return. And then it says each player discards a card with an odd number cost or gains a wound. We've got even the odds. Before putting this in there, yeah, okay. And then each player reveals the top, because this would block a card. This could potentially block a card. So that's why we're doing Rise of the Living Dead. Each player reveals the top 6 cards of their deck, discards all the cards that cost 2, 4, 6, or 8, and put the rest back in any order. We have refuse to accept death. You may gain a hero card from the KO pile. And then finally we have Wistful Illusion. Ooh. We have reveal the top card of the hero deck, then put it on the bottom of the hero deck. You may play a copy of that card. So it kind of works with like her cards. Like some of her effects, there's some continuity to card effects when we do that. Okay, we have Killmonger the Betrayer. He's 9 attack. He always leads Killmonger. Always include Killmonger as one of the heroes. You have to use Killmonger as a hero. Always leads Vibranium Liberator drones, and then Master Strike if there are any Killmonger cards in the HQ or city. Then each player gains a wound. Choose a Killmonger hero from your hand and any player's discard pile, or the HQ to enter the city as a villain. With attack equal to its cost +3, fight, choose a hero. Oh man, that's rough. So you have to use Killmonger, and then they're going to continually come out and betray you. Interesting. Then we have his epic side, which makes him 12. Everything's the same except his Master Strike. If there are any Killmonger cards in the city HQ, each player gains a wound. Each player chooses a Killmonger hero from their hand, discard pile, or the HQ to enter the city, and their attack is equal to their cost +4, and then you can fight, KO this card, or choose a player to gain it. All right. So next we have his tactic, change in loyalties. Gain a Killmonger card from the HQ, the city, or another player's discard pile. We have pulling strings. You get +1 recruit for each different villain group in your victory pile. For each different villain group. So this is only +1. There was something in here. Oh, henchmen groups are also kinds of villain groups. So each henchman group counts towards a number. Don't count face down cards from Soulbind. You can't count cards that don't have no villain group that have turned to a special rule. Yeah. Okay. So you basically in solo, you mostly gonna get most you can get is probably 2. Some indications, some things will let us get more if there are more villain groups. Sunset over Wakanda. For the rest, from left to right, each Killmonger hero in the HQ enters the city as a villain as described in the tactic, and then refilled the city space. Oh, that could be really rough. And then finally, see you on the flip side. Each other player reveals their hand and discards a Killmonger card. So he seems like he might be rough. And then finally, where to go? We have Yellowjacket. Hank Pym Yellowjacket. He's 4 attack. Before each time you fight Hank Pym, you must track him down by discarding the top 6 cards of your deck, then paying 2 attack for each card you discard that costs 0. If you don't pay the total, gain a wound and your turn ends. Oh my goodness. Okay. He leads any villain group. He always leads any villain group, which I guess just to say it doesn't matter who he leads. His Master Strike is each player puts the 3 0-cost cards from their discard on top of their deck, so it makes it hard to fight him. He has a 6 attack for his next one. So this one is before you fight him, you must track him down by discarding the top 6 cards. This is then paying 3 attack for each discard, each card you discard that costs 0. And if you don't pay this in total, then you gain a wound and your turn ends. And then It's the same thing, but you put 6 0-cost cards from your discard pile on top of your deck. Dang. That's wounds, too. Okay, so we have Microscopic Research as his, which is really green. You may gain a hero in the HQ that costs 2 or less. We have Revenge. That kind of not fun. Okay. We have Revenge of Ancient Grievance. The player with the most villains in their victory pile gains a wound, which is always going to be us. Save from Assassination. Choose a hero from your discard pile and that was discarded from your deck. This turn, you may put that card in your hand, so that would be when you fight him. And then Vengeful Sting. Each other player reveals the top 3 cards of their deck, discards all cards that cost 1 or more, puts the rest back in any order. I don't know who's, like, they all seem pretty tough. Like, kind of just off the rip. Scarlet Witch seems like the easiest one, and I wouldn't say she's super duper easy because she's going to constantly be bringing villains back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's they seem pretty challenging. All right, so now let's get into the schemes. We've got 4 schemes here. We have Collect an Interstellar Zoo. 11 twist. Each player reveals their hand, starting with the current player, then clockwise. The first player to have one of this kind of hero in their hand or discard pile stacks it next to the scheme. Stolen for the zoo. On twist 1, you have to have green. On twist 2, yellow. Twist 3, red. Twist 4, blue. Twist 5, twist 4, black. Twist 5, blue. Twist 6, 5, 4, 3, 0. Recruit icon, attack icon. When the zoo has 5 heroes. So starting with the current player, then clockwise, the first player to have one of these cards discards in their hand or discard pile, stacks it next to the scheme. So you don't want those cards when those twists come up. Interesting. That's an interesting one. We have Trash Earth with the hugest party ever. 6 twists. Always include Party Thor and Intergalactic Party Animal villain group. Twist is if Frigga is in play, stack this twist next to the scheme as a discovered wreckage. Otherwise, search the villain deck for Frigga and she enters and does her ambush effect. Then shuffle this twist back into the villain deck. And then special rules, you can't fight Frigga or defeat her. And then when 5 wreckages happen, evil wins. Oh, that seems challenging. Because Frigga will come out, she'll become a mastermind, and you can't win if you have a mastermind out. So you have to figure out how to throw her back in the deck before you can win the game. Okay, we have Breach the Nexus of Reality. Set up for 1 or 2 players, use 3 villain groups. And then for going forward, I think if you have 3 or more, you use 3 or more villain groups. So you always use at least 3. Stack each villain group separately face down into its own reality. Add 2 twists to each reality. Shuffle together all henchmen, master strikes, and bystanders from your player count and randomly distribute them amongst the realities as evenly as possible. Shuffle each reality separately. So special rules, each turn you choose which reality to play a card from. Then all play into the same city. So basically have 3 villain decks, and then they'll come into the city. Twist is stack this twist next to the reality as a dimensional breach. If it's the second dimensional breach for that reality, destroy that reality, KO on all the cards, and then evil wins when all realities have been destroyed. Ooh, that seems kind of fun too. So there are 6 twists for solo, 3 realities. Basically on twist 6, the game ends. Okay, and finally we have Marble Zombies. Setup is 4 twists. Include exactly 1 villain group with Rise of the Living Dead. Add 8 random cards from an extra hero to the villain deck. For 1 or 2 players, add 3 extra bystanders. Special rules are heroes from the villain deck or zombie villains with attack equal to their cost plus 1 worth victory point. Are equal to their cost plus 1 worth victory points equal to their cost. And they have ambush, Rise of the Living Dead, fight, play a copy of this hero, and then put this in your victory pile. It still has Rise. Okay. Twist is each villain in the city with Rise escapes, then play the card from the villain deck. Evil wins when there are 3 villains per player in the escape pile or the villain deck runs out. That one seems like a lot of fun. We're going to do that one on October 1st. We're going to do zombies on October 1st. The rest of these we're going to do sooner. So we're going to do 4 playthroughs. But zombies is coming October 1st. Okay. Let's get into the heroes here. So, I know it's a long video, but we're going to get into the heroes. Let's start with the Watcher himself, Uatu. And all the heroes are their own new hero group, which are I guess they're called, are they Guardians of the Multiverse? Yeah, Guardians of the Multiverse. So let's go through Uatu here. Oh, interesting. Interesting. We don't have the typical breakout. Okay, hold on. Oh man, we don't have this. We don't have the normal breakout. He's got 3 of this card, which is another dimension crumbles. What if you may KO a card from your hand or discard pile? We've got 3 of those. We have 3 break the oath. What if you get +2 attack? We have 3. So he has 3 commons, 2 uncommons. He has 3 commons. He has 2 uncommons, and he has 1 rare. And he's got a breakout of 3. For the 3, 2 for the 2, and 1 for the 1. Okay, diverging time streams. 1 recruit costs 2. It costs 2. It's 1 plus recruit. Draw a card. They put in your hand on top of your deck. If you play a red card, you get +1. So that helps you do the what if ability. We have his first uncommon, repeat history. Play a blue soulbind. You get +2 attack, and you may do that villain's fight effect. So wait, does that mean he counts for himself, right? For soulbind, blue soulbind. Or does that mean you have to play another blue card? Soulbind, soulbind. Where are the words at? This means if you have... Okay, this represents the new soulbind keyword. Some cards say blue soulbind. If you have played earlier this turn. So it activates the same way. Like I have to play this, then play this, and then I get the ability. Okay. We have Anointed Champion, 2 attack, choose a hero name, you're empowered by that hero name. If you play a red card, and then we finally have Convoke the Guardians. What if, choose a hero team, and then you're empowered by that hero team. Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. Alright. He will be fun to use. He's all blue and red. Alright, next we're going to do Apocalyptic Black Widow. Do they all break out this way? Oh, they sure do. They sure do. Great. All right. Plant hidden asset. 1 recruit. Draw a card. You may have a villain capture a bystander. The next one's going to be the Last Avenger. Oh, that's no. We're not going to do. Let's do the. No. Sorry, we're going to do. We're going to do Humanity's Final Hope. 2 recruit. If you have at least 4 bystanders, you probably get +2 recruit. We have Precision Strike. So these are her commons. You play a black card, you get +2, and then she's 3 attack already. Her uncommon, the Last Avenger. What if, liberate 4. We then have Relentless, her other uncommon. Draw a card, liberate 3 if you play a red hero. And then finally, Time to Save the Multiverse, 4 attack. Liberate equal to the number of bystanders in your victory pile. Oh man, just combo that with base Black Widow? Yes, we're going to do that. And they're all red and black. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to do that at some point. It's going to be shenanigans will be afoot for that. Okay, so we've got, first off, we've got no matter the price. 2 attack. You get, if you play a black and a green hero, you get +3. We have Violence leaves scars. If you play a green hero, you get -1. You get +1 attack for each different villain group in your victory pile. We now have Hunt New Prey. You get +1 recruit for each different villain group in your victory pile. You get Plot of Betrayal, his first uncommon. Each villain worth 3 victory points or more captures a bystander. And then Liberate 2 if you play a black card, which basically gives us 2 attack for free, which is nice. And then we have a Hostage Rescue. What if, liberate 3. And then finally, I'm the king, baby. 4 attack, you get +1 for each different villain group in your victory pile. If you play a green hero, liberate 2 for each mastermind tactic in your victory pile. All right, so even though a lot of things will ascend to become masterminds, there are a lot of things to kind of combat that with the liberate effect. So that's kind of nice. All right, got that. Let's go to Captain Carter, the first Guardian of the Multiverse, if you will. First common is going to be Wartime Logistics. You get +1 recruit for each different printed recruit among all heroes. 1 and +1 are basically the same, or 1+ and 1 are the same. So 2+, 2 asterisks probably counts as the same as 2. If that doesn't count, that won't happen. Never mind. We have Super Soldier Serum. What if you get +2 attack, +2 recruit. We have Coordinated Assault. Same thing, but for attack you get +1 for each different printed attack. We have the Shield of Britain. 3 attack. Once per turn, when a player gains a wound, you may reveal this card to return it to the wound stack. If you do, the player whose turn it is gets Liberate 3. And then we have Give Them All. We have her next uncommon, Give Them All We've Got. To play this, you must put another card from your hand on top of your deck. And then finally, that's 5 attack. Holy cow. Icon of Hope. Her rare, 2+ attack, 4+ recruit. You get +1 for each different... Okay. So, really strong. Will combo well with Captain America. She's got a bunch of different hero classes. Not as many. She's got 3, but she's got a lot of... Yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, finally... next we have StarLord TChalla. First one is Plan the Heist. And he's multicolored, which is great. Which fits with all the other Black Panthers. Looking at the top 2 cards of your deck, discard any of them and put the rest back. We've got Fight or Flight. Choose one. You empower by green or empower by red. And then if you play green and red, you get to draw a card. We've got Interstellar Adventures. What If, you get +2. It's 2 recruit, and then What If, you get +3 recruit. We have Cross the Multiverse. What If, you get empowered by the hero class of the card you revealed this way. Okay, cool. We get Unexpected Exit. 3 attack, What If, you may KO a card from your hand or discard pile. And then finally we have Colliding Dreams. So he's got every color with all his cards. Choose a hero. Choose any number of heroes from the HQ. Put them on the bottom of the deck. You get empowered by multicolored cards. Is he the only multicolored hero? I think he's probably the only multicolored hero. So you just really want his stuff, I guess. But he combos well with the other Black Panthers. Alright. We've got Strange Supreme. Which is wild because we have so many Doctor Stranges. We have so many Doctor Stranges, so many Black Panthers. We've got a couple duplicates of people. Alright, so we've got Summon Demon Minions. 2 attack, Soulbind. You get +2 attack equal to that villain's printed victory point cost. Wards of the Vishanti. What If, you get +2 attack and you may KO a wound from hand discard pile. You have Seize Infernal Power. +2 recruit, 2+ recruit. Soulbind, you get recruit equal to the printed villain's victory points. We have break the absolute point in time. Reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Draw one of them, KO one, and put one back. And then we have To Save Christine. Draw a card. Soulbind a bystander or villain. You get +2 attack. If it's a special bystander, you can do it again. Finally, we have Stygian Communion, this is a rad card, by the way. Soulbind, draw a card equal to that villain's victory points. Like I said, let me move this out of the way. I've got the Funko Pop right here, so he can hang out with us next to his legendary card. So, all right, 2 more heroes, and then we can wrap this bad boy up. Can we get this under an hour? Okay, we have Gamora, which is the one that we have the least knowledge about just by the sheer fact that we didn't have this episode. They didn't air this episode. So Tactical Insight, draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand on top of your deck. We've got Assassin's Stealth. Draw a card, you play a red hero, you get +2 recruit. We have Wield the Blade of Thanos. 1 attack, you get +1 for each card you drew this turn. I was wondering, we didn't have any Black Order stuff in the show, and that's because it's probably this episode, right? Refresh my memory. I don't remember the Black Order being in What If. So if I'm wrong, let me know, but I don't remember the Black Order, so they must have come from this episode, because I'm like, where were these? Okay. Maybe they were in something else, but I don't remember. It's been a while. We've got Titансide, 2 attack, What If, draw 2 cards, and then destroy an Infinity Stone, 3 attack, Soulbind, KO a card from your hand discard pile. Pretty straightforward. Finally, we have her rare, the Infinity Crusher. 5 attack, Soulbind, 6 villains. You get... Oh! That's how you beat him. That's how you beat him. Right? Soulbind 6 villains? Is that how you beat him? Holy cow. Okay. That seems like excessive. That's how you beat him, though. So, where is he? Okay, that seems insane. That seems super insane. Okay. All right. Now we have Party Thor. Okay, that seems super duper crazy. We're going to have to play with that idea. Okay, so you have Destructive Feast, 3 recruit. Whenever you recruit a hero that costs 5 or more this turn, reveal a top card of your deck. You may KO it. So it's like Worthy, almost. Worthy Challenge. I mean, it fits into that Worthy. Whenever you recruit a hero that costs 5 or more, you get +3 attack. Forecast says Thunder. 2 recruit, or cost 2, 3 recruit. To play this, you must put another card from your hand on top of your deck, which works for the What If ability. We have Only Sun. What If, you get plus attack equal to the cost of the hero you revealed this way. And then Asgardian Rager, cross-dimensional party rampage. If any player gains a wound this way, you get +3 attack. So that includes yourself. And then finally we have Worthy of Lightning. 5 recruit. Whenever you recruit a hero that costs 5 or more this way, you get attack equal to that hero's cost. So these will synergize really well with their corresponding heroes that are related to them. But yeah, that's going to be it. So kind of give a little rundown of what to expect. We are going to, today's Tuesday, you guys are seeing this Tuesday morning. I have a playthrough already scheduled for Friday. So what we're going to do is we'll do a playthrough tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. No, I'm sorry. We're going to do this. No, we're going to do it. We're going to do a playthrough tomorrow for Wednesday, a playthrough tomorrow or the day after for Thursday, a playthrough for Saturday, and then zombies on Sunday. So by the time we get to zombies, we may incorporate some other sets, but we'll basically try to do as much as we can leading up to that, and then we'll kick off Halloween month with the zombie playthrough. So that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much. Let me know what you guys think of the new solo rules. Some of the videos may be kind of awkward because I recorded stuff before getting this, so I'm going to mention some of that stuff in the later videos. It's whatever. But let me know what you guys think of the new solo rules. Let me know about that I'm super interested in. Please tell me if you guys know. I was under the impression that in solo, if you add an additional henchman group, it's only 3, and then would be maybe 4 or 2, but I guess it's 10. So let me know what you guys think of that in the set, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a playthrough of What If. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.